Here on PWCI this week, we'd like to give the new talent in the area some valuable, priceless television time. So the fans at home can get to know these guys and gals and be influenced to want to come to a show to see them perform. Today we're talking with Charlie Kruel. Now, how long have you been a professional wrestler?
I have been a professional wrestler now for a little bit over a year. I started January 20th, 2018 was my first debut match against Amazing Maria in Jeffersonville, Indiana. And then, yeah, it was for Grindhouse Pro Wrestling Rumble, our first Rumble there. So that it'd be a little bit over a year, so like a year, 2 months.
Who trained you to become a professional wrestler?
Trained me?
Yep.
I am trained by Too Tough Tony, Rudy Switchblade, and Aaron Lamada of Grindhouse Pro Wrestling Academy.
And what made you want to become a professional wrestler?
Funny thing is, I'm wearing a shirt of hers right now. She is the woman that inspired me to become a professional wrestler that I am today. A lot of her character and how she was in the ring just influenced me and inspired me to go out there and do what I do today. Also, besides AJ Lee, would also be Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was is still an incredible performer. I mean, he's like 40, something like that, like late 30s, and he's still like jumping off ladders and doing all this cool stuff that I'm just like, well, I'm amazed by. But it's those two people mainly that just made me look in wrestling and be like, that's the kind of stuff I want to do. That's crazy stuff I want to do one day. So, AJ Lee and Jeff Hardy. I'm not gonna lie, no. Way more crazier. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was younger, I thought it was gonna be like so easy. Like not easy to get into wrestling, but like once you're in wrestling, like it's just gonna be like a cakewalk. It's not. There's a lot of people in wrestling that can be out to make your name bad or make you look bad, or just people that just want to start unnecessary drama that you. It's kind of like high school, and I didn't think like I just graduated high school in 2017, so I thought like I wasn't gonna go back into high school, but I mean. I wouldn't change this business for the world. I wouldn't change anything I've done so far for anything in the world. So, yeah, the business has been really crazy, but it's also treated me really, really well as well. So, there's good and bad about that. But like I said, like I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now, where all have you been so far in your rookie year?
I've been in the States. Of course, my home state is Indiana, so I've been all over there. I did Kentucky once with World Wrestling Alliance. I had a match with Tudor Lynn Ramsey. We were the first women match to ever be part of that company. I've been in Delaware where I faced Ronnie Big Bang Nicole. I've been in Ohio a few times with Battle on the Border especially. I've been here in Illinois. I've been in Chicago. I'm going to be making my debut in Michigan here soon. I wrestled in Pennsylvania, so in Pennsylvania I wrestled Dementia D Rose, Double D Rose. So I want to keep, putting more states, more countries. I mean, one day maybe I want to go to Japan, or maybe I want to go wrestle in Canada or some like different country, check out their wrestling and their style of wrestling. Because I know like in Mexico they do lucha, of course, and my trainers, they train me in lucha. So it'd be cool to kind of experience that as well.
What are your most memorable matches from your first year?
Probably one would be, I'm not going to lie, it'd be my match with Double D Rose in Pennsylvania, what I just told you about. Funny thing is, that match was kind of put together in 5 minutes because my original opponent couldn't be there. Kind of like she couldn't. She had to leave right before our match, so it was. And I was,
wow!
Yeah, and I was so like crazed, and I was like, oh my god, what's going to happen? But Double D Rose, she was there, and she helped me. She put the match together. We all put the match together in like 5 minutes, and it was really good. So it was one of our most memorable moments because I walked out happy, and I was really excited. I was happy that Pennsylvania asked me to come back, and the fans wanted me there. So I hope to come back to Pennsylvania soon, which I think I will be coming back to Pennsylvania soon. So I'm excited about that. Another memorable match. I had a match with Shotzi Blackheart in November, literally a day before my birthday. I had a match with her, and that was at Road River Wrestling in Portland, Indiana. That's another memorable match of mine. Yeah, I have a few more, but those two are close to my heart. It's more, I like to call more maniac. Goth is a little too calmish, too sane-ish for the character of Charlie Kruel. I call myself the beautiful nightmare, Charlie Kruel. Reason why, like, people ask me, what is your gimmick? How do you explain it? Well, beautiful nightmare, I'm beautiful, but I am a damn nightmare. And how I explain that is just, I have the blood, like, a lot of people don't know this, but I have the blood, like, that comes down to my chest area from my mouth, and a lot of people will ask me, like, what does that mean? And I always tell them it's the blood from my victims. That every single victim that I have, like, that's just more blood to what I have going on here. So, yeah, she's a maniac. She's kind of the punk rock maniac. I like to think of her like that. The punk rock maniac is what she definitely is. Kind of like, yeah.
But not a vampire, not a zombie, and not it's more cannibalistic, right?
No Campbells, no. This isn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, this isn't that. I think of more Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
He's one of my favorites. I want a shirt. I want this shirt to be made that says "A Nightmare on Cruel Street." So those will probably be in stock at one point. But no, I think of more Freddy Krueger.
Goals for your sophomore year.
Goals for my what?
Your sophomore year as a wrestler. You just had your freshman year.
This is my sophomore year. I get you. So because I was talking about high school, that's genius. I never thought of that. Well, the only thing is with this is that you never graduate until you officially retire, and that could be years. No one ever really knows when they actually will retire. But I know in my heart I'm not going to retire for a very, very, very long time. I'd probably still do this in a wheelchair. I don't care. I will literally be Mae Young one day and just take power bombs at 80 years old. I don't care. This year is looking really good. It's really up for me. Because right now I'm going to be conquering another state here soon. I'm going to be going back to a state that I was hoping to come back to. That would be Pennsylvania. I'm making my Michigan debut literally this coming week. Traveling everywhere as much as possible. I'm going to WrestleMania week in New Jersey, which is huge because, one, I've never wrestled in New Jersey, but if I go there, I could have an opportunity to wrestle. And even if I just don't be able to wrestle in New Jersey, at least I can say that I was there and I can get the experience. Because I know, in New Jersey and, WrestleMania week, so many people are there to give advice, help you get experience, train you a little bit. So it's going to be, and it's WrestleMania, so it's going to be crazy in New Jersey. So I'm extremely excited for that. Yeah, I think that's right now is my main thing I'm thinking of is New Jersey and going to WrestleMania week and being around those crazy sights of people, wrestling fans are everywhere in New Jersey. They have WrestleCon there. It's a dream come true for anybody. But other than that, I know in October they have something called Fest Wrestling in Florida, and it's another thing on my bucket list that I want to go to. I wasn't able to go to last year. I was going to, but a month before I said I had to cancel because I am saving up for an apartment, which I now have confirmed, so now I have an apartment to confirm. But now that that's out of the way, in October I'll be able to go to Fest like I want to. It's amazing there. Fest Wrestling is huge. Fest period is huge. So it's definitely, I'm very, very excited for that. Yeah, who knows what else will happen this year, but I know that I have so much planned, and I know everywhere I go, I'm going to leave my mark. Charlie Kruel will leave her mark no matter where she goes. She will always make an appearance. She will always make her presence known. And that's kind of what I want fans to see me as, is just somebody that isn't afraid to be herself. She isn't afraid to walk around and walk into a Denny's with my makeup and all of this stuff that I have on me, still on, because I don't care. that's me. So that's who I am. And like she's somebody that will walk around looking like a damn maniac, and she'll be like, "This is who I am." Then it's whatever.
Well, what was your family's reaction when they saw you and all the makeup and all that?
Oh my God, my nephew, he's 1 now, but at the time he was, this was like a year ago, so he was a couple months. He was just crawling stage. He can walk and kind of say a few words now, but he does not like me and my makeup. Sometimes I will literally, this is gross to some people, but like sometimes I'm so tired and I get home and I'm like, I don't want to, I'll take it off tomorrow, but I'm not taking it off today because I'm like, I'm tired, I want to sleep. I have more plans tomorrow or whatever. So I sleep and I wake up and my mom watches him usually Mondays, and every Sunday I have a show in Jeffersonville Arena for Grindhouse Pro Wrestling every single Sunday. Doors open at 2, bell time is 3 if you ever want to check it out. It's very cool show, amazing talent there. But I'll wake up and I'll see my nephew and I'll be like, I love my nephew to death. So I'll go over and I'll try to pick him up and he'll scream and he'll holler and he's very, very terrified of Charlie Kruel. So I am very scary to children. Some children. I made a kid cry in Battle on the Border in Ohio, West Harrison, Ohio. I made a kid cry because I took his chips and I threw him across the room because, that's just, I just do things that come to my head. Like sometimes I do things without thinking, and that was one thing I did without thinking. I just took the chips and I threw him across the room. Well, his dad was mad because I made his son cry, so he took his Coke and threw it at me.
Uh-oh.
And that was, that stuff, that was the first, but I was like, I just went with it, I just wiped it off me and was like, that doesn't faze me. No, but my family, they're just kind of like, whoa, like, they understand because a lot of times my family has been wrestling fans in their past, so they've known that this would be something. I kind of showed them before I wanted to look and present myself as Charlie Kruel before I even did, so they kind of saw that coming. But my nephew's like the only one that really freaked out. I was like, oh my God, like, who is this person in my house? Like, yeah, so that's about it. Like, I don't know, she's a maniac, she's crazy. She is very crazy.
Dream match?
Dream match. Oh, I have a lot of those.
Who do you want first?
Who do I want first? That's hard. I always said this because I did a seminar for Mia Yim in New Jersey. When I first went to New Jersey, I went with Shane Mercer and a few others. And she did a seminar in New Jersey for like $30, and I was like, I'm game. I'm doing it. And there I knew I felt that connection. I want a dream match with her. And then she ended up getting signed to NXT, so I was like, well, now, I mean, it's always been my goal to get signed to NXT, but now it's even bigger goal to get signed to the WWE one day because of her. Like, I want that match with Mia Yim. So Mia, if you're watching, I love you, but game over when I'm in that ring with you. But no, literally, she's my dream match. One of my main goal dream matches that I have is with Mia Yim. I've always really looked up to her in a certain way. I message her every once in a while, like, advice that she could give me. But no, I've always had a dream to be signed to WWE one day. That's always been my goal. Like, before I even introduced myself to independent wrestling, I was like, WWE. So, like, I never even knew independent wrestling was a thing for the longest time as a wrestling fan. I first time experienced it when I was like 18 years old. So I'm 21 now, but I was 18 years old. First time experiencing it, and I was like, this is the thing. This is so much fun. And it was where I met a lot of people that I'm friends with today, was because of that. And so, no, I never knew independent wrestling was a thing until I started going. So, and now it's even bigger now in this generation. So it's just going to get even bigger.
Well, there's a term for that. Federation sprawl.
Yeah.
That's been there's 50 companies in the state of Illinois alone. Thereabouts.
Yeah.
Which is that's way too many, I think. Where can promoters go if they want to bring Charlie Kruel to their event?
Promoters can go. They can email me at charliekruel@yahoo.com. Or they can message me on Facebook, or of course DM me on Instagram or Twitter. My Instagram and Twitter handles are the same as @CharlieKruel, and on Facebook I'm just Charlie Kruel. So if you ever need me, just look up Charlie Kruel, and there you go.
All right, Charlie. Thank you for chatting with us today.
No worries. Thank you.
Now we are talking with one of the PWCI Academy graduates, and because I've been hounded by one Robert Leach about getting this guy on the show,
That's my boy.
so I'm just going to grant his wish, but I'm not going to give him time in front of the camera because it should only be about the man I'm talking to and this gentleman, handsome Dan Liplock.
Let me redo that for you. You are currently talking to, interviewing, so to speak, the most handsome wrestler in all of professional wrestling. The 205.4 pounds of chiseled steel and sex appeal, the handsome one, the American wet dream, Dan Liplock, baby.
Now, how have you maintained that fraction of a pound all this time?
It's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of back and forth with my diet. It's a lot of cardio. It's a lot of not cardio. I check my weight every hour on the hour.
What?
I gotta maintain that 0.4. See, if excuse me, if I'm not at that 0.4, then I'm too small to be a heavyweight. But I'm not too big to where I'm a super heavyweight, like one of those Brian Ely's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we don't even have a super heavyweight class. It's just cruiserweight and
It
heavyweight.
doesn't even matter. I don't want to be that big. I need to keep my figure. I need to look the best I can, so that the fans that are paying the tickets to see the handsome one get what they're paying for. You know what I'm saying?
Now, have you been compared to one Freddie Mercury?
I've gotten that a couple times before. I love Queen. I love Freddie. I was Freddie one year for Halloween. And
I'll hook you up with Charlie Kruel because she said that was her favorite.
oh yeah, I love Freddie Mercury. I've listened to Queen ever since I was a kid. What is it? Something at the opera. I can't really think of
Phantom?
it. No, the album by Queen.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites. But yeah, no, I love Queen. Freddie's a big inspiration of mine, obviously, because of the mustache and really the whole look. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what made you want to become a professional wrestler?
It was a number of things. It's always been something I wanted to do ever since I was a kid. I grew up watching it. One of my first memories was watching Raw one night with my brothers and seeing Stone Cold on the TV. He was a big inspiration of mine, just because I could connect with him. He looked a lot like my dad, bald, goatee. I know a lot of people have made that connection, and that was what connected to me at first, and the whole attitude and the hijinks and just all this that he did. It was really stuck with me, and then his feuds with The Rock and all that were great to watch. And from then on out, I just kept watching until I was about maybe 8 or 9. It might have went to 10. After that, I took a little break from 11 to about 18, 19, because I was really focused on music. I played a lot of guitar, played in a lot of bands. I toured across the country until about 19 years old, I was slowly starting to get back into wrestling, and I started watching like Botchamanias and like highlights from the Attitude era and like Stone Cold and all that, and then I just got more into it. My band toured to Georgia to this house called Parts Unknown. That's what they called their house venue. And dude had the WWE Network and 2K17 or something, and I like loved watching all that wrestling in just that one night. Like I stayed up the whole night while everybody was asleep just watching wrestling and playing those video games, and that really sparked my love for it again. And from then on out, I got the network and just started watching more and more of the old stuff and some more of the new stuff, and started to get more caught up with it until about 2 years ago. I was working. I still am currently working at milestshirts.com. I'm a screen printer, and somebody that I was working with at the time told me about the Pinfall Academy. Told me to get in touch with Spencer Powers, who I remember from when I was a kid. I would go to New Midwest shows when I was a kid. Saw Guy Smith, Spencer Powers, Casey, El Diablo Silverado, Rip Mystic, and just Eric Logan too. Just like the whole bunch.
Wait a minute, you started around 2002 attending those shows?
Yeah. No, I was really young, and
My lord.
I swear. And I remember, because I would do a lot of backyard stuff with my friends too, like on the trampoline and everything. And like I would get all the wrestlers' autographs on my shirt and everything. I still have a shirt. I think I might have just thrown it out because all the autographs were all faded and I couldn't read them anyway. But it was like, one of my monikers when I was a kid was the Crossfire Kid. And I had like a sleeveless cutoff shirt with like a cross in the middle, and then I would have all the wrestlers sign it at the show and then wear it to the ring. Anyways, he told me about Pinfall Academy, and I waited a little bit. I tried to get more in shape. I was about 30-40 pounds heavier before I started. I lost all of that weight, and then
Got it down to a fraction.
Yeah, down to a fraction. And I went to the Pinfall Academy September 2017. My first day of training was just me and Guy Smith, Harley, and Jake Lander. Nobody else showed up. So they had me do all the warm-ups, and they had me take my first bump. That was crazy. It really does feel like a car accident. But yeah, I don't want to say I took to it pretty naturally, but it wasn't the toughest thing I've ever done. And so I kind of just kept on with it, other than like the back pain and the neck pain and like the stuff that is pretty normal to come. It just took pretty naturally, and then I don't know, I just kept pushing forward. And yeah, the reason I want to be a professional wrestler, just so I can show how much better I am than everybody else. Show how good looking I am. Have the fans pay to see me rather than just walk on by. You know what I'm saying? It's weird because there's a lot of parallels I've noticed to the music business as well, with the networking and the way people communicate. I mean, any entertainment business is pretty similar in that sort of way. The politics, the drama, the gossip, that is
Drama.
Oh my gosh.
Llama.
It's only a little bit more than how the music business is. Music business is pretty cool as well, but wrestling's kind of its own beast, where everybody's very territorial, very protective of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just you can definitely feel more eyes on you than anything else, any other entertainment business. I don't know about modeling. I've never been a model, but music business, you don't feel all that pressure. I definitely feel a lot more pressure.
What are the bands you play in currently?
Currently, I don't play in any. I've been in bands. Been in Montauk. That was an acoustic group. Virkonen. That was my indie rock band that I toured with. I was in a band called Sorry Charlie. That was a little bit of a pop punk thing that I had a year or two ago. And been in a few punk bands here and there. Been in some emo, screamo bands. I've been all across the board as far as music goes. Premier Pro in Woodstock. What else? I wrestle every now and then for Pro Wrestling Mid-South down in Tennessee.
Okay.
There's one more.
Multiple states. Let's say you've wrestled in how many states so far? 1, 2.
I think just 3 right now.
Just 3.
Just 3. Tennessee, Indiana, and Illinois.
Dream batch. Yeah, we're getting close to out of time for this episode of the program, but
Off the top of my head, I'd have to say me versus either I'm just gonna say it, me versus Candy Deluxe.
well, that might happen. That's probably doable.
I would really hope so. I've been dreaming about that match for the past few months. Candy, I've seen you. I've seen what you can do. I've got my eye on you. And if you would love to step into the ring with me, we could dance a little bit if that really is what you want. You know where I'm at. We're at the same place. Just come and find me. I'll be in the ring waiting for you.
Now, your win-loss record at PWCI isn't the most stellar. Your only 2 victories in the company were acquired by the most bizarre means that I've ever seen, and my verisimilitude alert system has gone off the scale. You got a comment about that?
Well, listen. I'm not saying that you're wrong. However, in wrestling, there's only one. When it comes down to where it is on the paper, the records, it's going to be a W no matter how it's laid down. By hook or by crook, Dan Liplock is the winner. He's going to get that W. The handsome one comes to get his win. It's simple as that. And if I have to, slam a couple chairs down, if I have to have my good friend Bishop help me a little bit, I don't see the problem with that. As long as the ref doesn't see it, who really cares?
Where can promoters go if they want to bring Dan Liplock to the promotion?
My Instagram is I believe it's Dan Liplock _wrestling, I think it is. My Twitter is @LiplockDan. I'm Dan Liplock on Facebook. Pretty sure that's all I have right now. I have a YouTube channel, Handsome Dan Liplock. You can find me all over there.
Alright, Dan Liplock, handsome. Thank you for talking with us this afternoon.
I guess so.
Guess so! Ha! Rob Leach will be marking out after this.